Hajime! 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 Rei!
Добрый день, дамы и господа! Здравствуйте, дорогие друзья!
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, dear friends.
Сегодня, 31 августа, в последний день лета, финальный день соревнований чемпионата мира по дзюдо 2014.
Today, the 31st of August, the last day of summer, is the final day of the World Judo Championships 2014 competitions.
Сотни лучших борцов планеты сошлись на этих татами. Тысячи гостей наблюдали за соревнованиями на южноуральской столице. Миллионы любителей дзюдо наблюдали с экранов, телевизоров и в интернете. Челябинск в эти дни стал поистине столицей мирового дзюдо.
Hundreds of the planet's best judokas have met on these mats. Thousands of guests have visited the South Ural capital these days. Millions of judo enthusiasts have been following the competitions on their TV screens and online. These days, Chelyabinsk has indeed become the capital of world sports.
Мы искренне благодарны спортсменам. Мы благодарим вас, дорогие зрители.
We are sincerely grateful to the athletes, and we thank you, dear spectators.
Наши слова благодарности звучат в адрес тренеров, судей, врачей и оргкомитета турнира.
Our words of appreciation go to coaches, referees, doctors, and the organizing committee of the tournament.
Мы благодарим правительство Челябинской области и Международную федерацию дзюдо.
We thank the government of Chelyabinsk region and the International Judo Federation.
С особым чувством мы приветствуем в зале почетных гостей чемпионата в Челябинске. Министр спорта Российской Федерации Виталий Мутко.
With special feelings, we welcome the distinguished guests of the championships in Chelyabinsk, the Minister of Sports of the Russian Federation, Mr. Vitaly Mutko.
Президент Олимпийского комитета России Александр Жуков.
The President of the Russian Olympic Committee, Mr. Alexander Zhukov.
Помощник президента Российской Федерации Игорь Левитин.
The Russian Federation Presidential Aide, Mr. Igor Levitin.
Полномочный представитель президента Российской Федерации в Уральском федеральном округе Игорь Холманских.
Plenipotentiary Envoy of the President of the Russian Federation to the Ural Federal District, Mr. Igor Holmansky.
Дорогие друзья, впереди нас ждут финальные бои и награждения лучших из лучших. И уже в следующем году чемпионат мира по дзюдо 2015 примет Казахстан.
Dear friends, we are still looking forward to the final matches and the award ceremony for the best of the best. And next year, World Judo Championships 2015 will be welcomed by Kazakhstan.
Внимание, мы начинаем торжественную церемонию передачи флага чемпионата мира по дзюдо.
Attention please, we are starting the official ceremony of World Judo Championships flag handover.
На сцену приглашаются президент Федерации дзюдо России Василий Анисимов.
We kindly invite to the stage the President of the Russian Judo Federation, Mr. Vasily Anisimov.
Президент Международной Федерации дзюдо Мариус Визер.
The President of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Marius Visa.
Президент Федерации дзюдо Республики Казахстан Кенес Ракишев.
The President of the Judo Federation of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Mr. Kenes Rakishev.
Слово предоставляется президенту Федерации дзюдо России Василию Анисимову.
Please welcome the President of the Russian Judo Federation, Mr. Vasily Anisimov.
Дорогие друзья, дорогие гости, дорогие участники чемпионата мира по дзюдо в городе Челябинске. Во-первых, хочу поблагодарить всех челябинцев, что они очень активные участники нашего чемпионата. И благодаря им создается такой здоровый энергетический климат сегодня и все эти дни, всю эту неделю. Я хочу поблагодарить организаторов, которые сделали великолепный праздник открытия. Поблагодарить всех участников и пожелать сегодня финалистам бескомпромиссной борьбы и победы сильнейшему. И мы сегодня рады, что он заканчивается, немного грустно, но мы думаем, что Челябинск доказал уже второй раз, что он может принимать любые чемпионаты любого уровня. Еще раз всем спасибо.
Dear friends, dear guests, dear participants of the World Judo Championships in Chelyabinsk, I would like to thank the fans, first of all, for their active participation in the tournament. I would like to thank the organizers for the exceptional organization and the exceptional opening ceremony. And I would like to extend my gratitude to the participants and wish the finalists for the strongest to win. I am a bit sad, but Chelyabinsk has proved 2 times that it can host any type of event.
Слово предоставляется президенту Международной федерации дзюдо Мариусу Визару.
Please welcome the president of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Marius Visa.
Thank you to Russia, to the organizer, to all judo community. I wish the teams good luck for the finals and Astana as well a very successful World Championship like in Russia. Thank you.
Спасибо, Россия, спасибо организаторам, спасибо всему сообществу дзюдо. Я желаю удачи финалистам в командном турнире. А Астане желаю провести чемпионат в следующем году на таком же высоком уровне.
Начинаем торжественную церемонию передачи флага чемпионата мира по дзюдо.
We are starting the official ceremony of World Judo Championships flag handover.
Президенту Федерации дзюдо России Василию Анисимову.
The flag is handed over to the President of the Russian Judo Federation, Mr. Vasily Anisimov.
Флаг передается президенту Международной Федерации дзюдо Мариусу Визару.
The flag is handed over to the President of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Marius Vizar.
Флаг передается президенту Федерации дзюдо Республики Казахстан Кенесу Ракишеву.
The flag is handed over to the President of the Judo Federation of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Mr. Kenes Rakishev.
Слово предоставляется президенту Федерации дзюдо Республики Казахстан Кенесу Ракишеву.
For a greeting speech, please welcome the President of the Judo Federation of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Mr. Kenes Rakishev.
Во-первых, хочу поблагодарить. Это для нас большая ответственность провести чемпионат в Астане. И хотел поблагодарить всех организаторов этого прекрасного праздника. На самом деле он прошел на очень высоком уровне. Для нас теперь стоит большая задача и ответственность сделать на таком же. Поэтому всех приглашаю, пожалуйста, приезжайте в нашу столицу, город Астаны, в Казахстан для проведения чемпионата мира. Пожалуйста, спасибо большое.
I would like to thank everybody for entrusting us with this great responsibility to host the World Championships in Astana. I would like to extend my gratitude to the organizers of this excellent festival, which was held on a very high level indeed. And now we have a very serious task ahead of us, and we invite everybody to come to the capital of Kazakhstan, Astana.
Дорогие друзья, мы благодарим наших гостей за церемонию и слова приветствия.
Dear friends, we thank our guests for the ceremony and their greeting speeches.
И просим их пройти в зал для того, чтобы наблюдать за финальными схватками.
And we kindly invite them to take their seats to watch the final combat.
Мы благодарим челябинских дзюдоистов, будущих чемпионов.
We thank Chelyabinsk judokas, future champions.
Сейчас, дорогие друзья, прозвучит песня, которая же стала неофициальным гимном чемпионата мира по дзюдо 2014. И мы встретим своими аплодисментами неофициальный гимн чемпионата мира по дзюдо 2014, проходящему в лучшем городе планете в Челябинске.
Зажги в своем сердце искру, распусти за спиною крылья. Посмотри, как твои мысли прямо к звездам лучами всплыли. Обернись, все вокруг ликует, праздник сердца Урал встречает. Мы с тобою костер раздули, были искры, а стало пламя. Взлетим высоко, как никто не летал. Весь мир флага звезд, одним флагом стал. Флагом этим взметнул над собой. И вот наш Челябинск, спорта-герой. И вот наш Челябинск, спорта-герой. дзюдо, ты выбрал мечту, ты шел к победе, забрав волю. Технику боя, его красоту увидел, почувствовал и освоил. Вот уже кто ты сильнейший, ты лучший сегодня тебе страну представлять. Готова Россия тебя поддержать. Танками сияют своей новизной, есть зритель трибуны, уже заполняет спортсмен. Сегодня будет с тобой все то, что к победе тебя направляет. Наш город, эмоции салют, сегодня Челябинск южнее, чем Рио. Здесь гимны сегодня стрелы поют, у нас будет жарко и будет красиво.
The Republic of Kazakhstan is located at the heart of the Eurasian continent. Kazakhstan borders Russia in the north, Kyrgyzstan and Turkmenistan in the south, China in the east, and Caspian Sea serves as its western border. Bearing the heritage of a nomadic civilization, the Kazakh culture has an ancient history. Well-known memorials include the Golden Warrior from the Issyk burial mound, the Kargali tiara, and the Tamgalit petroglyphs. The world's ninth biggest country has a population of 17.7 million, comprised of over 130 ethnicities. The official language is Kazakh. At state organizations and local bodies, the Russian language is used equally together with Kazakh. Astana, the capital of Kazakhstan, lays in north and central Kazakhstan along the river Ishin. It is an extraordinary city with fantastic modern architecture, reflecting the forward-looking environment which created its music. Kazakhstan welcomes you in the World Judo Championships, Astana 2019. Upon arrival to the city of Astana, all participants and guests will be greeted by the organizing committee and the World Championships volunteers. A separate passageway to the Kazakh
Good afternoon to the Traktor Arena in Chelyabinsk. We're about to begin the medal matches in the team event for these World Championships 2014. And I'm joined by David McFall. Good afternoon, David.
Good afternoon, Sheldon. Action-packed morning once again. We saw a couple upsets. The finals were not what we expected.
And one of the teams that we could reasonably have expected to see in that final, in a gold medal match, would have been the reigning world champions, Japan. Well, they fell at the semi-final stage, beaten by France.
You're speaking, of course, in the women.
Well, it's the women that we're going to show
right.
first, yeah. So the reigning world champions, Japan, fell in the semi-final to France. They are going to take part in a bronze medal match. And we'll just go through the lineup then for, first of all, the team from Russia, because that's who they're going to face. Natalia Kuzyutina, Irina Zabludina, Marta Labatzina, Elena Prokopenko, and Irina Gajieva. That's the Russian team, and I'll let David McFall run through the team for Japan.
The team for Japan at 52, we have Hashimoto. At 57, we have Shishime. At 63, we have Tashiro. At 70, we have Nonira. And at 70, we have Yamabe. That's a pretty strong lineup. I think probably the most interesting pick for me is Shishime in the second slot.
At 57.
So basically they pulled Udaka and then they pulled Tachimoto.
Yeah, there's a school of thought that they were thrown out of the competition literally by their opposition rather than pulled, because they did go well. Tachimoto Haruka really went over, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Right, we're underway with the first of the contests in the match between Russia and Japan. It's Russia in the white judogi, Japan in blue. Natalia Kuzyutina faces the little newaza specialist in Hashimoto Yuki.
And for all intents and purposes, the captain of the Japanese team almost gets caught there. Very interesting that in both the men's and the women, we have Russians facing Japanese. This one for the bronze medal, and then in the men for all the money.
No better way to end a tournament than to take the last gold medal in the event. Sends your home team happy, doesn't it?
You know, you sang the praises of Hashimoto's newaza, but these Russians have shown some good newaza over this week.
Especially the lightweight women in particular.
So on the ground, this would be a good matchup.
A little stab at Ojigari from Hashimoto, and then a weak Makikomi effort from Kuzyutina. Leaves her slightly exposed there, but tightened up in defense and managed to avoid getting caught.
Hashimoto had a look there, turning over, and quickly Kazutina was able to, as you said, tighten up her position, pull those elbows into her chest, not allow a turnover.
Both fighters staying really low. Concerned about getting too close to each other with the hips. Suspect that they're both really good at bringing off hip techniques, and they know each other. The arm around the waist from Kuzyutina would suggest that.
And now she's going to do some work on the ground here. And it's Hashimoto who's good at tying things up there. Just looking maybe for Hashimoto to dive across there with a Tayatoshi. Kuzutina almost gave up position there to Hashimoto on the ground. She kind of crabs her way out of the playing area.
Hashimoto's going to need to come up with something more than the little foot taps and hip feints that she's been putting in there. She doesn't want to fall behind on a passivity penalty.
That's a little better, but she's got to make some contact.
Whoops.
She's got the arm.
Oh,
She's got the arm.
Problems there for Kuzutina.
Kuzutina able to...
Who just managed to get Hashimoto up and off the ground.
That was looking dangerous.
Yeah, that really was.
Hashimoto's going to get this penalty.
You see,
as you called it,
I find that really odd that you almost arm lock your partner from a nice, neat near-razor move. You stand up and you get given a passivity penalty.
Well, she's not doing the attacking when she's on her feet, though.
Yeah, but so what's the point then of having near-razor if you're going to get given a penalty if it's not a part of the game?
And I think the Russians think Hashimoto's giving up position here, but I see her sensing a turnover. The problem is the time is not working with her.
Just found that an odd time to give out a penalty. Is it only standing attacks that count then?
Hashimoto looking for Stemiwaza, but is not going to get it. And time goes out, so.
The captain takes one for the team there, Hashimoto, just on that single Shido.
Couldn't really get things going, and Kuzutina was too good on the ground for Hashimoto. Not, I mean, if
well,
they want
defense was
too
defense
good. Was, yeah. Well, that puts a little bit more weight in the shoulders of the young Shishime,
who immediately comes up with an Ojigari for a score. Or not.
Or not.
Missed with the attempted Taniotoshi there. And now it's Shichime who has to defend against an attempted arm lock from Zabludina, and then thought about a turnover, but was blocked by the Japanese, so no progress made in the attempted turnover. Well, Zabludina bringing down Shishimi heavily there, crashing her to the tatami.
I thought Shishimi was a kind of an odd pick for this one. Even though Udaka lost in the prior round, I just thought she would be better equipped to deal with this kind of pressure. Shishime looked kind of lost there, kind of wandering.
Well, she really got knocked there. There's another one whose head crashes to the tatami.
I just don't think she's used to this kind of judo.
Not that kind of close contact.
Smash mouth judo.
It's all or nothing now. Very, very quickly, we're into the all or nothing contest. Tashiro Miku is in a She has to win here, or else the Japanese have no chance of a medal. They'll go from being world champions to off the podium.
Considering they came away with 2 golds and was there another medal? A silver? Yeah, Nonita got the silver. 2 golds and a silver in the individuals. And we had Udaka, who got 1. And then Nonita got the silver. And Kondo got the other gold medal.
Kondo was the gold medalist on the opening day in the under 48 kilo category.
And Tachimoto got a bronze, I believe, right?
Kondo and Udaka took gold medals, and Nonira got a silver. There were bronze medals too for Tachimoto Megumi and Tashiro Miku.
I forgot Tashiro, who's up there now.
Yeah. So that team could be described as pretty powerful.
Tashiro, who made that mistake in the semifinal, little lapse in judgment in Newaza. Against Yarden Gerby, right?
Batino was penalised once and has now picked up a second penalty.
Shido driving.
Yeah. Uchigari for Ippon.
Did her job.
Well, there's the first part of the save.
Well, now comes the key one. If Nunita can take out Prokopenchko, then I think Yamabe can take care of the rest.
You'd put your money on Yamabe. That's all she needs. She just needs that chance. Nice left-sided Ojigari.
Good drive. You can see her just hopping Ken.
And no doubt about where that technique started. That's the question for La Baziner as she goes over. Are they in or out? And they were in.
Nonita Karen right away to deal with an aggressive. No, it was Nonita that actually took it to her. Sorry about that. Good look there at some Ashiwaza.
Looked at the Ochi first, then went Osoto and came back inside. But Prokopenko was standing tall.
I think Nonita's center of gravity is a little bit too high when she comes in this, and I'm a little worried that some sort of Uranage like Arakoshiwaza might come out there, a Kaishiwaza. And it's just got to come in lower.
Yeah, she was stood up pretty tall there, wasn't she?
Yeah.
For each of those efforts. Just bends over a little bit too much, Prokopenko, to make it easy to attack.
Nonita, another shot here. And that'll score Wazani Ayuko.
Yeah.
Nonita's good on the ground. Good job by White to turn out right away. Nonina was practicing this morning with her university teammate. They both graduated, but they brought Takahashi here as well. Both students of Koga.
Well, the force is with Nunira at the moment.
She's got to keep attacking. We know that if time grinds down, she can handle herself on the ground.
Prokopenko not happy with the grips at the moment, doesn't feel strong. Nunira would probably like to stand back up. It's not the best position. Still the single Yuko on the board.
Nunina's just got to get an attack in here just to make her look active, make her look busy.
It's a better grip from the Japanese now. Nice high up on the collar. Prokopenko with that left hand under the armpit, trying to just keep Nunira out.
She's looking for that Ochi. She could take that and go the other way with a Sasai or something like that. Would be a nice move.
Well, Prokopenko has picked up a Shido there. Failed with that right side attack. Sorry, David, go ahead.
Lydia couldn't really do anything anyway from that position. Russians very cautious in the ground, able to turn it really tight. Again, as you said, Nunina's got that nice, the right hand there, this like deep grip there. She's able to control the Russian.
As soon as the head went down, Nunina was all over Prokopenko. So she's got her coming on to her now. She'll pick up a Shido for avoiding to take a grip.
But that ties it up as far as Shidos. Nunina's got another attack she's got to make. There we go.
That'll be it now.
Did her job.
Well, once Hashimoto and Shishime had lost out, it was absolutely essential that Toshiro and Nunira pulled those two wins back. They've done that, and now it's game on. Winner takes all. The bronze medal at the World Championships is at stake, and those two wins, Toshiro and Nunira, have put it back level.
This is why we love the teams.
Single score by Nunira. Karen takes that contest.
The score of match 3 is 2-2.
That one should make Koga happy at home. We haven't seen him here, so I assume he's back in Japan. He's probably the analyst for the Japanese TV.
Well, this is it then. Irina Gadzieva of Russia faces Yamabe Kanaya, and the winner takes all. This is a big ask for the under 70 kilo category fighter to step up and fight a genuine heavyweight.
What she's going to do is what she's doing now, which is keep moving, stay active. Yamame is going to wait for that moment. She almost had it there with the Ochi. That one moment where White gets flat-footed, and then Yamame is going to attack. We've seen Yamabe's Ochi today. And now Osoto scores Wazari. You're not going to see Yamabe do a lot on the ground from that position. But if she gets in the side of the body, watch out. She's got a very, very strong Kesagatame. She had a shot right there at the beginning.
Didn't fight in the individual competition, Gadzieva. Just in here, in the teams. It was
Yame.
And again.
Mission accomplished.
Well, I don't want to say skin of their teeth, but there were a few moments there when it looked a bit precarious for the Japanese team. And the first two losses obviously kind of shook them up, but in the end, the Japanese came through. They won 3 in a row to take the match 3-2.
Well, things definitely were difficult when Hashimoto lost the first match. Shichime, like I said, I don't think had the experience, but Tashiro and then Nunura really stepped up, allowing Yamabe to seal the deal.
Yutino and Zabludina had wins. Tashiro, Nunira and Yamabe for Japan.
Give them credit, man. The Russian women really give the Japanese a run for their money.
Yeah, absolutely. And they won one of the contests that, well, you've got the world bronze medalist there, so,
yeah,
you know, European champion and stuff. So she's got the pedigree, got the background with Yutino. She came up with a win. Of course, the Russian crowd would have been happy to see their team on the podium. But they're going to see the men anyway. The men will be on the podium. It just hasn't yet been decided whether they'll be on the top spot or watching from the second place position.
Just seeing the highlights here.
It's the team leaving. They'll go and get changed into their white judogi for the awarding ceremony.
They were all bowing to Uemura as they were passing by. Head of the Kodokan.
Well, the second bronze medal match is underway there, and it's 2-1 at present. As far as the state of the match is concerned, there's no score in this contest. The contest taking place at the moment is the German Laura Vargas-Koch. She's up against Katarzyna Kliss. That was in golden score. Things were pretty close there for a moment then. And I'm joined now by Annette Böhm. Good afternoon, Annette.
Good afternoon.
Things are a bit close there, aren't they?
Absolutely, yeah.
2-2. Where have you had wins? What happened with Romy Tarangul?
Well, Romy lost. She won the first fight
against Karolina Piankowska.
Yes, by Ippon. Then Miriam Roper and Martina Trajdos both lost, and now
so
Laura won.
Podolak again having a really, really good World Championships, defeated Miriam Roper. Ozdaba as well having a good World Championships, defeated Martina Trajdos. Laura Vargas-Koch in golden score defeated Katarzyna Klis. And now what you've got is two genuine under 78 kilo fighters fighting in the heavyweight category here. Luisa Malzahn and Daria Pogozelic. It's Malzahn in white for Germany and Pogozelic in blue for Poland.
Surigomikoshi attack there from the Poland. Yeah, and this is the decision. The winner will also win this World Team Championships 2-2. And I hope we'll see if Luise Malzahn can handle this. Quite a few little pressure for both of them, but also motivation.
Well, they'll know that the winner takes the bronze medal for their team. Can't imagine how nervous the rest of the team are standing at the mat edge. Poland, the Polish women's team has done extremely well to get this far. Really have fought well. Hasn't got the use of the left hand as you would have had in years gone by to block. She would have had to have blocked below the waist, and that's not an option any longer.
Big attempt there from Malzahn.
Pogozelic attempts to go over to the left. She picked up a single penalty. And now Malzahn working on the ground for this turnover. Not quite there though.
Yep.
Minute and a half left to go. Still no score, but Pogozelic with that single Shido against her, just beginning to get nervous now as the clock ticks away.
Jasmin Kulps sitting in the crowd.
She was replaced in this heavyweight contest, and it was well known anyway that Daria Pogozelic would fight in the heavyweight for the Polish team, so it's just as well to have Luise Malzahn in there. They know each other reasonably well. And I suppose that Malzahn has got a really good record against her, so it's probably a good bet picking Malzahn. Good attack there from Pogozelic. Applause around the audience for the arrival of the president of the Russian Federation to sit next to the president of the Russian Judo Federation and assorted VIPs. No doubt they'll pick him out shortly. No score yet, but that single Shido is going to begin to haunt Pogozelic.
And it could be the decision.
No, there's nothing in that.
Mm-hmm.
Half a minute left. Another reasonable effort
Yes.
from Pogozelic.
Louise is trying there to turn her over.
Louise will be perfectly happy to spend the rest of the time on the ground as long as she
Yes.
doesn't get caught. There's only 20 odd seconds left to go. Nervous time for the German team. Slightly untidy effort there from Pogozelic, to be honest.
Mhm.
And that's not going to catch Malzahn. Very little time left here. Just going to have to rush at Malzahn here. A last Makikomi effort from Daria Pogozelic, but it's Luisa Malzahn who takes it for Germany. A single Shido against Pogozelic.
Eliana. Happy Germans.
A really good effort from Poland
Yeah.
to make it to the bronze medal match, but it's the German team who again find their way to a World Team Championship podium.
Mm-hmm.
All the nerves can drain away now.
Mm-hmm.
Tahangul, Roper, Traidos, Vargaskoch and Malzahn. That was the winning German quintet. How's that? So they can celebrate now.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome His Excellency, the President of the Russian Federation and Honorary President of the International Judo Federation, Mr. Vladimir Putin. And the President of the International Judo Federation, and his protocol, Mr. Magnus Giesler.
Tahangul threw beautifully there, didn't she? What an Uchimata that was.
Yeah.
That was terrific.
Haven't seen that for a long time.
Yeah, I was going to say that's
From Romy.
2008, 2009
Yeah.
kind of effort from Tahangul there.
She must keep that memory, that Uchimata memory, for her next competition.
Roper getting dumped there. Not sure what the signal was. Maybe it was like, I lost my head. What did I do? I was thinking about something else. And then Traidos getting held. Vargaskoch, well, narrowly shading out Katarzyna Kliss. Just a single Shido. And then, of course, the final contest that we saw, Louise Malzahn also just shading out Daria Pogozelic. Miriam Roper's been in quite a few winning teams for Germany, to be honest.
Yeah.
So maybe disappointed not to have won that particular contest, but as far as matches won are concerned, it's been quite successful. Right, coming up next, the bronze medal match between Brazil and Georgia. Well, if we'd expected the Japanese women to be in there looking to retain their title, we certainly expected the Georgian men to be in there. As it happens, they're in the bronze medal match. Let's have a look at the lineup then for the two teams. At under 66 kilos for Brazil, Charles Chibana. 73, Alex William Pomba da Silva. There's no under 81 kilo category fighter, so there are real problems there because there are going to be one down. And then at under 90, Thiago Camilla, and then at plus 90, Rafael Silva. So quite a strong lineup. Chibana, Pomba da Silva, Camilo and Silva. However, they're missing one fighter. The Georgians have got a full team in Shalva Kadava, Nugzuri Tatalashvili, Aftandil Cherikishvili, Valam Lipatiliani and Adam Okruashvili. So Cherikishvili, who could hardly fight in the semi-final anyway, he was so tired, is lucky not to have to come out there, to be honest, because he was really struggling in that semi-final. Opening contest in the match between Brazil and Georgia, the bronze medal match at the World Team Championships. Chibana in white, Kadava in blue, and we're underway. I think this is a good idea to have Shalva Kadava up against Charles Chibana at 66. Just a little bit taller than the Brazilian, the Georgian is. I think if they'd had Papinashvili in there, it'd have been the other way round. Papinashvili's shorter, he's a 60-kilo player, just got to get off that hip, which Kadava does. He had a disappointing individual competition, did Charles Chibana. I want to make up for it in the team event by taking a medal, but I'll have to deal with Shalva Kadava first and hope that his teammates can come up with something. Both fighters bent over a little bit defensively here. Neither really wanted to take a risk. There's a nice effort there from Chibana. Georgian there indicating that that wasn't going anywhere. The referee agreed and he called Mate. It's nice and close from Kadava.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't quick enough to take advantage of the position and come up with his own attack. And the Brazilian, Chibana, put in that attack first. To go across left-sided Kadava. Thought about the Uchimata, but he just put the left leg in and then jump back out, and he goes outside. Wants to go inside again, not quite sure which way he wants to go, and there was the Uchimata, nice effort. Couldn't come up with the Koji on the way down.
No, it was too far away, but the Uchimata effort was good.
Yeah, had Chibana moving defensively. .220 odd left to go. Chibana deep in with that right hip and the right arm around the waist. Couldn't come up with a scoring effort. Tried the turnover on the ground, but that didn't come off either.
Oh, he lifts him up. Whoa! He gets Ippon for that. Oh, Chibana.
Well, Chibana had shown that he was a dangerous customer.
Yes.
And he did that here in spectacular style.
Absolutely.
So, 1-0
yeah.
for Brazil.
Must be careful not to throw himself.
Well, in a way he does, doesn't he?
Yeah, just a little bit more turning from his upper body.
Alex Pomba da Silva now has a chance to make it 2-0 for Brazil, but standing in his way is Nugzari Tatalashvili. The Georgians had another option at 73 kilos. That was Lasha Shavdatuashvili. They decided to go with Tatalashvili instead. Pomba da Silva just slipping that grip on every occasion that Tatalashvili puts it on, and should really pick up a penalty for dropping here. And he does. Here comes Tatalashvili again. Uchimata with the Kojigari.
Yeah.
That's the one you want. You really need your opponent attempting to step off the Uchimata, and then you've just got the one leg to take on the way down. Well, that's the theory anyway. Putting it into practice is a little bit more difficult.
Yes.
Very simple to do it from here. And then Pomba da Silva goes over.
Yes. Use that movement.
I wonder if they're going to call that as a counter. Let's see the whole sequence. There's the effort, and
yeah,
I think they're going to say no. They're going to have another look at it, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure just on the one look. If they connect that turn, then and which they have done, then the Georgian Tatalashvili is going to pick up a Yuko, and he does. So Yuko the lead for Tatalashvili. Tatalashvili would be better off standing a little bit more upright. He's only going to draw the attention of the referee and get penalised for an overly defensive posture if he's not careful. That's exactly what happens there. Still, he's got the Yuko lead. There's a minute and 50 odd left to go. Tries to go left-sided on a couple of occasions, and then they wander off the mat area.
Going for the outside attack there. Use that movement from the Georgian for the dropped Seonage.
And now the Brazilian, Pomba da Silva, ties things up. A Yuko apiece.
Close to the edge. Could be another Judo. For stepping out. Ah, interesting, yeah? Now it is the opposite.
Well, a lot of people have been saying that they don't see that penalty often, which is where the person leaving the contest area doesn't get penalised, but the person engineering their movement out of it gets penalised. Well, that happened there. Penalised for pushing Pomba da Silva out of the area. That's a better effort. He looks good on that left side. Just needs a bit better control. Come back for the Uchimata. Yeah. Tatalashvili going to want to claim a role here. Nadzi must be claiming this. No, he just falls off it. No score there. Georgians picked up a second penalty. 39 seconds left on the clock. Nothing in that one either.
Deep attack there from Brazil. Oh, almost countered when he attacked with the Osoto Haragoshi there.
Well, he saw that coming, didn't he? Pomba da Silva, he felt Tatalashvili all over him, looked to turn, but he couldn't come up to complete the technique.
Okay, another Judo now for the Brazilian. Balanced again.
Penalised for passivity. The Georgian pressing so hard, there was hardly any chance of the Brazilian getting an attack in. The Georgian was doing all the attack, and he comes back with the Ochigari. And looks to go outside, but time runs out. And it'll be golden score between Pomba da Silva and Tatalashvili. So the scoreboard all even, the Yuko apiece, 2 penalties apiece. And now we're underway with the golden score period. The Brazilians still leading 1-0 in the match.
Ochi Osoto, Ochi Ohara Goshi. Nice combination there.
He thought about the Uchimata again, but Pomba da Silva was stepping away from it. He wouldn't have been there if he'd launched. He was moving back and away fairly quickly.
Failed attack there from the Brazilian.
That's a better grip now from Tatalashvili. He can work from there.
Yeah.
And then Pomba da Silva almost coming up with a counter. Oh, turn then.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that for a turn, but you need to have some control. I'm not sure if he has enough control over him here. I don't think so. I really don't think he's got enough control over him. He's holding on to him as he's going over. I don't think he controls and takes it over. Oh, but it's not a question of that. It's diving as far as the referee is concerned.
Yes.
And for that, the Brazilian has given Hans Sokumake.
Well, these attacks are just too dangerous for your neck.
Yeah, let's have a look and see what happens here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, poor execution of technique there by Pomba da Silva that could have resulted in serious injury to him and that's what they're looking to stop. Tatalashvili is just glad that it stopped because he's really out. He can hardly draw breath. Avtandil Chirikishvili comes out to take the bow because there is no under 81 kilo category fighter for Brazil. It would have been Victor Penalba, but I think he's injured. So that's another win in the column for Georgia. So Georgia take the lead, 2-1. And now we have Thiago Camilo of Brazil, and he faces Valem Lipitiliani of Georgia, the Georgian team captain here. Nervous looking Rafael Silva stands in the back. He needs Camilo to win this in order for the Brazilians to stay in the match. They lose this one, that's it. Lipitiliani can win it here for Georgia. Both fighters penalized for passivity here. Yuko to Lipitiliani. That Haramaki Komi. Actually, it was Uchimaki Komi that brought it off. Leg on the inside. I'll try to go left-sided with the Ippon Sernegi on that occasion, but decided to bail out. In and out very quickly, Lipitiliani.
The score of Mark 2 is 4-0 for Germany. Fifth final of Mark 2, men over 90 kilos.
Lipitiliani still looking for an opening here. Thiago Camilo looking for a way back. Yuko down, the Brazilian. Still 2 minutes to go, plenty of time. Satemi was her effort from Lipitiliani, not that attractive.
Was a weak one from the Georgian.
Gets away with it, no call of false attack.
Chimata attempt there.
And again, this time it's a better one.
Yeah.
And Lipitiliani, for the first time in a few days, looks reasonably happy.
Yeah.
Very, very disappointed at not being in the gold medal match, having to settle for bronze. But he looks very happy here at taking this bronze for the team, because they would have been incredibly disappointed had they not come away with a medal. Now that they know that their World Championship title is about to go somewhere else. So, 3-1 at the moment for Georgia. And this will finish things off. Rafael Silva of Brazil faces Adam Okroashvili of Georgia. It's the last contest in the match between Brazil and Georgia, the bronze medal match. And the Georgians lead 3-1.
With a final score of 5-0, bronze medalist in Judo, Germany.
Not sure what happened to Okroashvili there. Just collapsed to the tatami.
Well, on the one hand, everything is already decided, but on the other, it's just good for yourself, winning against your opponent. Also for the next individual competition.
Silva looked at Okroashvili as the Georgian fell to the tatami after that bump to the cheek that he took. He looked at him as though, how can you fall over to that? That was just a little. That was just a little tap. Okroashvili penalised by the referee there. 2:40 odd left to go. No score as yet in this contest. The match stands at 3-1. The Georgians are going to take the bronze medal.
So hopefully a happy end for them. They started with a bronze medal. And they end with a bronze medal in team.
Okroashvili's got to be a little bit more active. Not really doing a great deal. Still just that single Shido that Okroashvili has picked up. He may pick up another one here because neither fighter has been doing a great deal, but Okrashvili had already been penalised, so it's a second penalty now. Silva's first. Still waiting for some big attacks from either of this pair. You could do with stepping it up a little bit, going up 1 or 2 gears. It's just a battle for grips at the moment, and neither fighter are able to get one that will allow them to put in the big attacks that we know they're capable of. Just appears to have stalled at the moment, and every time that Silva turns and even remotely resembles putting on an attack, then Okrashvili collapses to the tatami.
And there's the third Judo. Only a few seconds left there. Can't really come close to him.
Well, it was disappointing from Okrashvili. He never really got going. Picked up 3 Shidos along the way. The Brazilian Rafael Silva wins that contest, but the match goes to Georgia 3-2, and along with that goes the bronze medal. Let's have a look at some of the highlights from that contest.
Bronze medal match with a final score of 3-2. Bronze medalist in blue, Georgia.
Well, they relinquished their World Championship title. They take bronze away from them. Here in a bronze away with them back to Georgia here from Chelyabinsk. And we're going to have 2 new world champions, both men and women. Because the Japanese women have won bronze. The Georgian men have won bronze here. They were the reigning champions, men and women. We'll have a new men's and women's champion in a few minutes' time. Here are some highlights from the contest.
there are some highlights before we come to the women final. And I'm joined by David McFall.
Well, it's been a fantastic weekend, and it's going to culminate in these two finals. And we're going to work together for the women's as they show the highlights, as you said. It's a packed house with one or two special guests.
Yes.
Maybe we can run through the lineup right now while they're getting ready here. Okay, so at under 52 kilograms, from France, we have Priscilla Neto, and she's going up against
the Mongolian Munkbata Butma.
At under 57 kilos, Omtomne Pavia.
Yeah, and she's up against the Mongolian Dorsuan Sumia.
At 63 kilograms, we have Clarice Abedano.
And she's up against Baldorsh Mungong Shimek.
At under 70, she had a big performance against the Japanese. We have Margot Pinot.
She's to fight against Sendayush Naranshaga.
And finally, the heavyweight at plus 70, we have Audrey Chimeo.
She's up against Batulka Munktuya.
Okay.
That looks good from the point of view from the paper we have.
Yeah, on paper, it's two good, strong teams. Yeah. I'd say if you looked at the French, Pinot would probably be one that stands out, but she, like I said, she really came up against the Japanese, and that pretty much sealed the victory for the French.
Yeah.
So as they scan the team.
Just have a look if the Mongolians won a medal at the individuals. And it's the 5th place just for Dorf Suren, under 57 kilo. Then the former world champions couldn't make it to another medal.
That's right.
At the Worlds.
However, I believe it was Pavia who got a bronze medal.
Yeah, and she was happy. Yeah.
And Agbenanu took out Yarden Gerby for the under 63. How did Chimeo do?
Chimeo won silver.
Fantastic. So the French have had a good individual results for the women, and now we got to see what they can do with the men.
So now, before we come to the final fight for women, we're gonna go to our colleague, Sheldon Franco-Roos.
Well, we come now to the final, the gold medal matches, and we're going to begin with the women's final. We've got no Japanese team in there, and the two teams are walking into the arena now. It's France and Mongolia. And to bring you the commentary, let's join our commentary team of Annette Berm and David McFall back to the studio.
Thank you, Sheldon.
Thank you, Sheldon. You can hear the house is rocking.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and even more when the Russians are coming on the mat.
The roof's gonna blow off.
Good atmosphere. So we're gonna start now with that final. We already mentioned the names. It's France now against Mongolia. And yeah, where's your money with? What do you think, David?
Well, let me see. Earlier this week, you kind of lightened my pocket, so I'm a little bit scared when you say, where's your money at?
Yeah.
I'm going to look. I'm going to pick the... I'm going to pick the former world champion, Munkbatar.
Also, Sheldon is watching from our couch.
That's right. But Neto had a nice opening move right there.
Mm-hmm.
So Munkbatar warming up this morning. She looked raring to go. Sure enough, she's part of this team that makes it to the finals. The Sanagi attempt there by White, by Neto.
Mm-hmm.
Mukhtar slides off that Serenagi attempt. I would say for the Mongolians, they do not want this match to get down to the heavyweights. So they got to get their work done early here. And I'm sure they're counting on Mukhtar to give them a good start. But Neto.
Oh, yes.
It's a big move. And she's going to earn Yuko off that. Looked big in the beginning, but the landing just caught part of her back.
Mm-hmm.
Neto desperately trying to get some Newaza working there and really couldn't get any turnover on Mukhtar. And again, oh, that's the replay.
That was the replay, yeah. And the Yuko for the French. Now it's up to the Mongolian.
So France strikes first
Mm-hmm.
in this contest. Mukhtar looking. Couple
Tamanale.
Ashiwaza and then
Yeah.
worked out Sistemiwaza.
Yep.
Good look there. It's more of a straight Tomoe versus a Yoko Tomoe, and that's a pretty hard one to pull off at this level of competition. So Neto leads by Yuko, and then the one penalty to blue as well. Mukhtar looks really eager to use the Stemewaza to set up a Newaza situation, but so far hasn't worked out for her.
Another weaker Sumigaishi attempt there from the Mongolian.
It would appear that Neto is really controlling the pace of this contest, and then Mukhtar is just trying to get in her licks when she finds a really small opening. There's not much of Neto leaving her. So with coming up on 30 seconds, Mukhtar is going to need a little bit more than a Yuko. She's going to need a Waza Adi or better. And Neto, France can afford a couple penalties.
Yeah. And she knows that.
And there's one.
Yep.
So now a Yuko would actually tie it.
Working hard. Mukhtar.
Too much off the tatami.
Uchimata attempt there. The last attack for that fight. And that's it.
So Neto does her job there.
Mm-hmm.
So that means the middle matches are even more important to Mongolia.
Absolutely. And
Well, the odd thing about that is that Neto had never beaten Mukhtar before. That's the first time that she's overcome her, and an important time to do it.
Yeah, she really, she controlled the pace of the entire match. Never let Mukhtar jump in.
Good success for her. And I think with Pavia Autumn, she's coming next. Then Clarisse Ekbeknu and Shoimu, it will be hard for the Mongolians. Very hard.
The only road that I see of Mongolians right now is they have to beat Pavia. So Dorje Suren has to beat Pavia. Maybe they can give up the Benino match. They win the match against Pino, and then, well, no, they're going to have to beat her as well because they don't want it to get to the heavyweights.
Yep.
So the next three are must-wins. Pavia appears to be slightly squared off for her. She's usually more hip to hip and more side to side. That would really leave the door open for Dortsuren. See if she can take advantage of this. She drops in, but not a very good Seoinage. It's kind of blocked out by Pavia. Picks up a penalty as well for a false attack. Dortsuren lunges at Pavia, looking for a Koshiwaza.
Yeah.
Looking for a twisting Seoinage.
Yeah. A quick entry, but from concerning the coordination where she wasn't really in front of her.
Didn't have anything in Kazushi really, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't like the idea of that uncontrolled lunge, but I do understand that she's trying to get past those long arms of Pavia.
Well, a little bit like the Netto Munkbatar contest, Pavia has only fought Dortsuren once, and it was Dortsuren who won on that only occasion that they've been up against each other at the Masters in Tumin last year.
So Sheldon jumping in,
Yeah.
giving us a lot of background.
Perfect. Uchimata
Pavia had
attempt.
a nice look there at that.
Yeah.
Well, if the French go up 2-0, again, opponents they've never beaten before, that just shows that they've risen to the occasion. Because we know that Chimio is going to lock it down at the end.
Mongolian really puts the French under pressure. Just could see this with that reaction from the French.
And now we're all tied up with a penalty
That's right.
apiece.
Yeah. Even was a force attack for me more than stepping out, but she did both. Just lost
That
her
didn't
grip
look
there.
too good, yeah.
Yeah. But the idea, I like the idea from the Mongolian.
That sort of twisting Seoinage.
Mm-hmm. She's shorter, so she must come under her, under the French. Then she can go with this twisted Seoinage.
Anything she can do to avoid those long arms of Pavia.
Yes, I think that's the main problem for the Mongolian.
Or the other idea would be go into the Seoinage as a feint, then come out and try to hook one of the legs.
Yeah. Tanya Toshi there, close to, got her to the ground.
How to look there at Tanya Toshi.
That's a good fight from Dortsuren.
Oh, she has to. She knows the
Oh,
Mongolians,
yeah.
their back is against the wall.
Yeah.
She's the one who has to step up
Yep.
to give them a chance.
And this is dangerous when you push. When you push Oton Pavia, she immediately goes into the Uchimata.
Those long legs of hers.
Oh, that was good.
That's going to score Yuko at least.
And now she had the perfect position. And Osekumi. Didn't expect that. Oh, Mate
And
before.
Mate.
But for that drop Seoinage, she had the perfect position, completely under her, and in the end she could rotate her.
Well executed throw there. We'll see. They're taking another look at this. I thought maybe it might merit something a little better than Yuko, but the referees on the side have a little better camera angle than we do.
Well, if there was no break between the attack and the Osekumi, then you need to give the Osekumi. If there was a break, Chimata attack there again. Maybe we will see it later in the review.
Yeah, kind of robbed the Mongolian of a chance to finish her off.
Yeah. Only a few seconds to go.
As long as that doesn't have
Better not to,
an impact on the result, right? And it looks like it won't with 7 seconds left.
Yeah.
It will appear that the record will remain that Pavia has not beaten Doris Soren.
This is a great success for Doris Soren.
This was a clutch match.
And I hope that motivates the Mongolian team. She bet the world bronze medalist.
Now I could see it under 70 again. Senayush beating Pino, but this is going to be a real task for Baldors to beat Agbenino.
David often speaks about the Pavia puzzle. Doris Soren solved it.
Yes.
Well, on this occasion anyway, and on the previous one.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah, we're going to see it again.
Sometimes I wonder why other athletes don't look at these athletes who've done well against Pavia and just study up on some of the tactics.
Yeah. And look, this is a determining action, and she, in my opinion, she didn't really stop the action. She just went straight for the osekomi.
Exactly, and she never lost the grip on the arm as well.
Well, in the end, she won, but there can happen many things that changes the scoreboard. Well, second win now to the Mongolian, and we are now up against the world champion, Clarisse Ekpeknenu, against Baldors Mungong-Shimek.
So we said it's 1-1 coming into this fight. Baldors has really got to be on her game to take out Agbenino. Agbenino has explosive throwing techniques. And look at this, maybe a Koshijime chance.
Yep.
Referee is certainly giving this a little bit of time.
We can't see it.
Can't
Maybe
really
he sees
see it's
it.
the neck or the chin. Agbenino is holding out. She's still moving, so she's not choked out.
Yeah. So at the individuals, Baldors won her first fight against Lapasina and then went out against Hermansson of Sweden.
Makikomi attempt there by Baldors.
Yeah.
So she's definitely giving it her all. She understands the consequences of this match, what it will mean to Mongolia's chances.
Yes.
She got caught in the face there. Agbenino was looking for Kumigata and just sort of caught her, wrapped the front of her face.
Outside technique there.
Charging.
Yeah. And it's interesting for me, when we spoke with Clarisse Ekpeknenu, she said she definitely doesn't know if she's going to fight here at the team, because she had some, not a big injury, but just a small one. Now a surprise for me that she is on the mat. I can imagine that's hard when you won a title and all your pressure. There is no pressure anymore, and you have to motivate again. That's really hard.
That's really tough, but it just shows, I mean, how much this title means, that they're going to go to their big gun even if she's not 100%.
Imagine you won a title at the individuals and in the team. You won 2 titles, 2 gold medals.
Must feel good.
Not bad, yeah.
I think maybe Temi Raniere has done that once or twice. Earlier in this contest, or in the last contest, I think they had a close-up Raniere watching. Shot of the fans.
Yeah, lovely.
We're getting her way again.
Good attacks now from Ekpeknenu.
They're really going at it. They're going toe-to-toe. Good turnout by Baldors. She's trying to ride at Ekpeknenu. It's going to be really hard to turn her with that, with her knees sprawled out so wide and the center of her gravity so low. Benino going big. Yeah, she really does seem like she's not 100%. There's not that pop, that explosiveness.
That we saw a few days ago, yeah.
Tell you what, though, if she gets in the position for Uranage, watch out.
Yeah. But I think that's okay. You must be on the top when you have your individual day. So when your day, your category is fighting, not when the team is fighting.
That's right.
Then something is wrong.
But, you know, we saw this with Chelyabinsk, where he couldn't really come up with it against the Japanese.
Yeah.
And Agbeninu actually gets a Yuko here. So now she's ahead, but there's still plenty of time. Minute 23 left.
Took it back because I think she landed on her bottom and used her left arm.
Yeah, her elbow
to
sort
defend.
of.
Yeah.
Something we've seen a couple times.
Oh, that was a weak, poor one.
That could go for a false attack. No? Okay. Baldorf has a look at her own at Koshiwaza Uranage.
Yeah. That wasn't bad.
Wraps her on the back there.
And a good defense there from Agbeninu.
Beninu comes back again. So they're going. Like two boxers are just slugging it out here. One after the other. Beninu turns in.
Yes.
And then she's going to get a Yuko.
Yeah.
And she's looking for Urakei Sakatame, perhaps, if she can get that leg out. There it is.
Good working there on the Nevasa.
She loses it before she can earn a Yuko.
Missed the grip with her left arm, but still had good contact there with the other side.
So with 20 seconds left, that's the replay right there. Right? No, it was the exact same move. It looked like the replay.
I was also just looking, wondering a bit.
But this one she got for Wazaadi.
Yeah.
So a little bit better.
Yeah.
When Beninu comes through, despite not perhaps being 100%, Baldor fought well.
Well, in that last Osaikomi exchange, Baldor looked too weak to stop Agbeninu, and Agbeninu looked too weak to hold her.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's been a long day and it's been a long week.
Yes. Everybody's tired. At some point. So it's 2-1 to France, for France.
Margot Pinot could clinch this for the Mongolians.
Yes. Or it will be a decision between Choi Meo and Batulga. I always love these decisions in the last fight. Okay, everybody loves it. Expect the teams.
That's right, that's right. Except for the people who have to deal with it.
Especially when you're the last one who's gonna fight.
That's
who
right.
has to fight. And you have all the pressure on your back.
If you're the anchor, hey, that's your job. And right away, Senayush works some newaza here on Pinot. How did these two do in the individuals?
Just have a look. I think, first of all, Sendayush. Oh, she lost her first fight against Kim Polling. Got a bye and then lost against the
That's a
the
tough
Dutch.
draw.
Absolutely. And I think that Pinot didn't fight at the individuals.
Yes, I think she's an alternate.
Yeah, it was Posvit, funny as Posvit, who was fighting for the French. Yeah. So she's only here for the team. So she is fresh and motivated enough.
There you go. She has no excuse.
Still hungry.
Should be.
Yeah.
For Sanayush at this point, go big or go home. French doing well to defend right there. No scores on the board yet. Oh, that was a nice Seoinage attempt there by Pinot. So there might be to this thing of sending someone in who's really fresh, who has not had to slog it out a couple days ago. No nagging injuries to deal with. Pinot again looks and sets herself up for this Juji Katame. Let's see if Seoinage can finish her off. Initially, she had a great position here. And the Mongolian is not going to be able to cash in on this one. Mongolian men yelling their encouragement. So a big Ouchigari attempt there by White, and then the Mongolian came back, had a good look at the Juji Katame. That might draw a penalty, and it does. And Pinot goes in again. That wasn't that much better than the previous attempt.
These two fairly evenly matched. Sendayush Naranjagal ranked at number 18 on the IJF World Ranking List. Margot Pinot a little bit further down at 31.
Okay. So now another attack there from the French, but not effective enough. Now she tries
That
to
overhead cam really doesn't really help us evaluate what's going on.
Only for the Osaikomi, I like that.
Yes.
But
I think the three of us can agree on that.
Yeah.
So that was a better turn in there by Pinot. It's obvious she wants no business on the ground with Seoinage.
Yeah.
Seoinage gets a penalty, so now they're all even. With 25 seconds left, that was a poorly timed penalty. Not that she decided she wanted one.
Yeah,
and it's waved off.
I think that's
that
the
was
right
the
way.
correct
She
call.
was also very surprised being penalized there.
As were we.
Oh, but she must careful with this kind of attacks. Better that she stood up. She recognized it.
And it would appear that she's going to survive this one.
Good fight. Strong one.
So Annette, you got what you wanted.
Yes.
You got what the people wanted. We have the final match being the decisive one. You've got to give the edge, maybe leave him a little bit more than just the edge to Chumeo. But we'll see. What's a good gut check against Batuga. See if she can come up.
It's interesting. Before I spoke with a coach from the Mongolians, and he said to me, it's already a great success that they ended up into the final. So they have no pressure. Maybe that helps you because it's up until now. It's really close to each other.
Yeah,
definitely the French are the favorites.
Say this is just gravy if they can get this one.
Yeah, yeah. So really good from the Mongolian team there.
So here we go. The final contest.
Yeah.
In the last women's match of the day.
The world silver medalist in white.
Audrey Chimeo. Chimeo comes out in a flurry.
Yeah.
And is just overwhelming Batulga at this point. How did Batulga do in the individuals?
Yeah, well, she started well. She bet the Hungarian Jo Abigail in her first fight. And then lost. And now...
Chimeo pretty much did what we thought she would do.
Yes.
So really what it came down to is when Neto beat Monkbatar, that set a certain wheel in motion. And despite the fact that Pavia lost and then Pinot lost, with Agbeninu and Chimeo on your team, it's pretty tough to overcome that first loss.
Yeah. And you just saw Teddy Riner in the crowd. A little bit unexpected that the French team didn't or is not fighting for a medal at all.
That's right.
I think France, they lost in the first round. Against Brazil, yeah. But the women did it.
That's right. Well, you know, they beat the Japanese, and I think that was a big, big obstacle for them to overcome.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, the women's final with a final score of 3-2. Gold medalist in world intermediate by France.
French team, and as we said it earlier, you win a medal, you win the gold medal at the individuals, and then in the end you also win the medal with your team.
So Clarisse Beninu managed that double.
Yes, couldn't be better.
Very, very impressive performance.
Yeah.
What a way to come back after Rio, where she lost in the finals against Yarden Gerby. And I don't even know if they medaled for the women.
Incredible.
So we're going to have Sheldon introduce the lineup, I believe, for the next match will be the men's final.
Yes.
Well, there'll be terrific celebrations tonight for the French team. They've already started down there. Commiserations to the Mongolians, who put up a really, really good show. And there were quite a number of teams that outperformed themselves today. Poland, for example, put on a really good performance. But in the end, the French coming out there successful, and a silver medal to a very spirited Mongolian effort. Well, that brings us neatly to the men's team final, and what a treat we've got in store for you. It couldn't have been better written, because the Japanese will face the Russians in the final. So there's a chance here for a gold medal for the Russian men, and as far as I remember, we haven't had one yet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is have a quick rundown of the possibility. Well, there's terrific excitement in here. Let's have a look at the Japanese men's team then. At 66 kilos, Ebenuma Masashi. At 73 kilos, Ono Shoei. At 81 kilos, Nagase Takanori. At 90 kilos, Baker Mashu. And at plus 90 kilos, Shichinue Ryo. So that's a nice lineup there for Japan. The Russians will field Kamal Khan Magomedov at 66 kilos, Denis Iyatsev at under 73, Murat Kabachirov at under 81, Magomedov at under 90, and it'll be Aslan Kambiev at plus 90. Well, you've got the world bronze medalist Kamal Khan Magomedov coming up against the world champion. You've got the former world champion Ono Shoei taking on Denis Yartsev, and then two relatively well-matched fighters, and then the young talent Baker Mashu at 90 kilos to take on Magomedov. That'll be interesting. And the Russians have decided to try Kambiev, who hasn't taken part yet, against Chechinue, who's really tested. I think it's a big risk, and I'd probably favor the Japanese with that kind of lineup. Anyway, let's see what our commentary team of Annette Böhm and David McFall have got to make of all of this. Back to the studio.
Thank you, Sheldon.
Excellent analysis, Sheldon.
Yes. And it couldn't be a better end for that competition here in Chelyabinsk. Russia against Japan.
That's right. That's right. With some special guests in the house who would really appreciate this.
Yes.
I really think looking at the lineup, the core, the thing it's going to, unless we have a big upset, I'm looking, the meat is going to be the under 81 and the under 90 matches.
Yeah.
Because I think Sheldon's right that Chechinue has an edge on Kambiev. And I also like Abi Numa in the first match. But those three matches in the middle, particularly under 81 and particularly under 90, that's gonna tell who wins and who goes home with a silver. There's Maris Wieser, the International Judo Federation, and Vladimir Putin.
Yes. Keep a special eye on it on this final.
As we said, couldn't ask for a better ending. The Japanese men come out in white.
Yeah.
The Russians come out in blue. Wouldn't it be an amazing competition if this comes down to the heavyweights again? Chechinue has another shot.
You could say in the dungeon of...
Deep in the heart of Russia.
Yes, deep in the heart of Russia. The dungeon of the lion.
Yes. The tiger.
The tiger, yes.
We're in the tiger's den here. And here comes Abi Numa. Now, we were talking about certain athletes being tired or beat up. Well, Abi Numa's worked out here all day. And, of course, went through his run to his title.
Yeah.
Let's see if he's still the Energizer Bunny that we've seen all day. And he goes in for a big Ouchi. Abi Numa right away goes on the attack. Couple of hip turns in there from both of them.
Yeah.
Abi Numa looked for a hip there for a second.
Oh! Luckily, they gave nothing. It was the attack from Kamal Magomedov. He started, but I think in the end...
Abi Numa seemed to control him on the landing here. I guess he didn't show it. And a good heads up going initially for Yoko Shiho.
Yeah.
And also the arm there. Abi Numa holding his arm. Maybe he got jammed up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Last year in the finals at Rio, he got his arms jammed up twice. There were a couple Makikomi attempts there by the Kazakhstani athlete. The name escapes me at the moment, but they were really low. Maybe he was a warrior. Looking for Dayashi Barai there.
Yeah, and puts him under pressure for stepping out. Come on.
I didn't see any attack there.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. The first penalty goes to Khan Magomedov.
Yep.
And he immediately goes to the race. Goes for Ebinova.
Whoa! Incredible!
And Putin enjoys that one.
Yes.
Khan Magomedov.
That was great.
That was huge.
Yes.
Right away puts the Japanese back to the wall. Brilliant exchange.
First I thought, please hold him, because could be that they only give Vatsari to it, but you know.
He kept with it the entire time.
Yes, all the emotions came out there. We bet the world champion.
First person to beat Ebinova the whole week.
Yes.
Talk about rising to the occasion.
Excellent, yeah.
Well, I thought was a block for the Japanese. There we go. Ebinova initially looked like he could cartwheel out of it, but Khan Magomedov kept with it all the way.
Yeah, and he bridged a little bit, the Japanese, so yeah.
Well, he bridged after the landing. I don't know if that was a bridge to prevent the
Not
throw.
really.
I think it was to prevent the Osai Komi, which he thought was coming.
Wow.
Ono Shohei, the first time didn't come through. The second time he came through by a Shido. And now against Yarchev, it really looks like he has to come through. Ono, the former world champion.
Lost his pool final against the Korean.
That's right,
2 days
lovely.
ago.
Dayashi Barai by the Korean. But his teammate Nakia Riki came through to get the gold for Japan. So a little surprised with this pick. I thought they would go with Nakia Riki.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see how Ono pans out. Oh, and Ono gets Uchimata, and he had him in Tate Shiho. Kind of lost it there. He still has got a good position. He's going to work on this arm. He's got to stabilize the arm and then work to get the leg out. But a waza ari for the Uchimata. And there we go. Now he's going to go for the Udegarami.
Good defense there from the Russian.
That's right. Excellent defense for the Russian.
Took his right knee.
Kind of jam that up there.
And he wanted to counter this Uchimata attack at the beginning, but couldn't. The control was too much from the Japanese at the upper body.
Ono had a good look at Tate Shiho, but he had the legs out and sprawled around Yarchev, and then couldn't control the upper body. So up by waza ari now. Ono has to close the deal to give Nagase and Baker a chance. A good defense by Ono.
That was a good chance there.
Fantastic chance by the Russian. Still plenty of time on the clock. Ono's got to do a little bit more work if he's going to live up to his billing here. Ono was looking for Osoto.
Yeah.
The leg kind of went wildly outside. Yartchev looking for some Ashiwaza here.
Counter.
A counter, and that's probably going to score Yuko.
Yeah.
There we go. Ono goes for another Uchimata and gets countered. Yeah, I can't see. The crowd wants more than Yuko, and that was not more than Yuko. Yartchev right away goes after Ono. He smells blood. Ono goes the other way, slips out. This one is turning into a dogfight.
Yeah.
I think both really realize that this could be one of the pivotal matches. Yartchev would like to get this over with. Ono gets called and the Osaikomi gets turned off.
Yeah, he got.
But now the Russian leads by Yuko. And this place is humming like a beehive.
Looking there for the arm lock, maybe. Yeah.
Ono's not gonna. I don't think Ono's gonna tap.
Ah, no.
Ono is not gonna tap.
Can't see that.
But the time is just ticking away here. So now we have 50 seconds left. Ono just didn't have the Kazushi. He was too far out. His arms were too extended.
Yeah. And I wonder why he couldn't hold him, fix him, because he had a perfect position for Yuko Shiogatame.
Well, now it's just a Yuko separating these two. And Yartchev can afford a few penalties. He's not worried at all with that kind of time. So Ono's got to blast out of the blocks and hope that he can get a piece of the Russian.
Yeah, that was a poor one.
That's going to get one penalty. And with 20 seconds left, 3 more are not going to come. Ono's got to pursue and pray. So, Ono Shohei goes down. The Europeans are celebrating.
Yes.
It's 1 win away. It's 2-0. But this means Nagase and Baker have to win. And if that's a situation, then Chichino could close it. But now there's absolute must-wins. Nagase did very well against Chirshkavili of Georgia. And so now the Russians go up 2-0 against the Japanese in the finals of the men's team competition at the 2014 World Judo Championships. So it's do or die for Nagase. Haberchov, he can smell it, he can taste it, it's there. the gold medal is there for him to take. If he throws Nagasev for Ippon, this place is just gonna explode.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Nagase does better when he has no pressure on him. Most people do. But
Yeah.
we saw in the individuals, he can get cautious when the pressure's on.
Yeah.
A bit tentative. Trying to get that deep grip with his right hand. That was not a very good look there at Sanage for Nagase. He just flips his leg up there. Took an attempt there because he's on the edge.
Yeah.
Then a little bit of a Hizaguruma look. These appear to be more feints than real attacks. There's not a lot. He's not putting everything in there. We saw some good Uchimata from him earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Nagase, a few pokes, the leg.
Well, it's up to Kabashirov. One-sided grip or cross grip there.
Have to be careful giving the Russians a deep grip.
Mm-hmm. Uchigari attempt there. Uchimata then. Ken.
Nagase had the leg in there, but it wasn't really deep.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to Ken in a circle.
Yeah.
Instead of a straight line.
Yeah. No score yet.
Seoinage once, Seoinage twice.
Now you must do something.
Yes, this is a problem.
Yeah.
And that's going to look like a false attack, perhaps. That's going to get a penalty. Perhaps not. Nagase seems to have the grip he wants, and that gets pulled off, torn off by the Russian. Nagase looks, he had a good look there at Osoto.
Yeah. Russian was going backward and didn't have his own grip. Opened up a little bit in his body posture.
Nagase had a look there at Uchimata.
Yeah.
Thought better of it.
Looked quicker than before.
Yeah, he kind of aborted halfway, but still no score yet. Winding down to 1 minute left in the match. Quite simple. Russia wins, Russia takes the gold medal. Russia loses, Japan has a chance.
Yeah.
Gotta watch out there.
Nothing.
No call.
Yeah.
33 seconds left.
Oh, Soto!
Oh. Nagase did a good job of weaseling his way out of that one.
And what a defense there from the Japanese.
Got that arm out there.
Everybody would have smashed
Yes.
into the mat.
Now, this is a true, you kids don't try that at home. Just do your ukemi.
Yeah,
because that's the way people break their arm.
Absolutely.
Or destroy their elbow.
Yeah. Luckily.
But look at this grip right now
Go
by
into
Blue.
Yeah, he must be careful. Oh, golden score.
Going into golden score.
Ooh.
Pressure increases now. Nagase looks a little bit better condition-wise. Japanese looking on concerned. Chigari for Nagase, and he keeps the Japanese in this contest.
And he keeps it interesting.
Absolutely, very interesting.
Interesting, and also a little bit unexpected, because before Kapashirov did a good job, and for me, Nagase looked tired.
I think he's tired. I think that's what happened. He wasn't the same as he was in the first 2 minutes.
May he thought, okay, one last attack, and I got it.
And so now, the Japanese are in it, but their hopes fall on the shoulders of the young Baker Matthew. And Baker Matthew is going to be up against the very experienced.
Yes, Magomedov.
At this level of international competition, you've got to give the Russian experience, but Matthew Baker has been through a lot of team championships through high school and university, and that I'm sure he's faced these kind of situations before, just not on such a big stage. And what we haven't seen in the individuals, which I hope we can see, is his Ouchigari. He really didn't pull the trigger in the individual competition. He's got to be careful stepping out.
Yeah.
One of his bad habits is getting behind early on penalties. And Ono Kosei is like, calm down, relax.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep it together.
Toshi attempt.
He's got to watch out. Magov gets that belt grip. Still waiting for the first real attack for Baker. And Magov is crafty. He's trying to move him off the edge of the tatami.
Yep.
Force a penalty. Baker got a little foot sweep there, but he picks up the penalty. Can't let Magomedov control this pace like this. He's got to start attacking. Oh!
Don't push the Japanese too much.
And a Yuko, and now he's got him now in Uruke Sagatame.
Yeah.
This is a good look for Matthew Baker. That looks pretty solid. Magomedov is working hard here. All right, so now it's already Yuko's earned. Clock is burning up. Magomedov is desperately trying to get out. It looks solid for Matthew Baker.
Yeah.
And Matthew Baker comes through in the clutch. Unbelievable for the 20-year-old.
Yes.
And so it comes down to Shichinoe versus Kambiev.
So the decision will be in the last contest.
Unbelievable. Ebinuma loses the first one. Ono loses. Then Nagase and Baker come back for Japan.
Yeah.
And now it's up to the heavyweights. Well, we saw how well Matthew Baker responded to the pressure. Now let's see if Shichinoe can do the same. And Chichinohe almost draws a Sasai Somiyashi. Both fighters settling in. Chichinohe had another good look here. He's got Kambiev working. He drops down, look for an Ouchi there for a second.
Yep.
Kambiev gets a deep grip, gets the belt. Chichinohe gets knocked for the penalty there. He's got to stay upright. Can't let Kambiev get that belt grip. And he goes for Ouchi. Ooh. Sort of falls off to the side. Couldn't able to drive through. That was a better look from that angle there.
Yeah.
Kambiev did a good job dropping the knee to prevent that turn. Chichinohe drops in. Looking for a low Harai Goshi or perhaps a Tani Toshi there.
Yep.
So they're going to score that.
I think it was the attack from the Japanese.
I think so too, and he sort of just
And
fell.
I think
Look at
Kambiev
Yamashita Yasuhiro looking down amused, looking up at the top there.
But I think the Russian just couldn't use that attack from the Japanese.
Well, he's got the belt again. Chichinohe's he did a good job of taking care. Let's see if maybe he can deal with some groundwork here.
Yeah.
Let Kambiev loose.
Oh, that looked for me, to be honest, like a counter.
Could have been a Yuko counter.
Yeah. Yeah.
These exchanges, as they wait for the referee's call, you could cut the tension with a knife. Chichinohe gets a good look there. That should be go for Yuko. Waza-ari.
Yeah.
And that is definitely put a bit of a temper on the crowd. Crowd noise. Murmur throughout the stadium.
It's a better grip now for the Russian, but he must do
Kambiev is a
something.
very, very good grip here. He had a look with Chichinohe.
Deep grip there on the back, maybe good enough for the Sumigaeshi.
Yep, but Chichinohe was able to break out of that.
Yeah.
Less than 2 minutes now. Again, with the belt grip, was not able to throw Chichinohe over the top. Chichinohe rolls in, tries from Newaza. He almost gets the foot out. And now it appeared Tateshiho.
Oh, that was a pure defense, I must say, that because he let the leg out.
He let the leg out. He had the leg in. And just like Mashu Baker, it would look that Chichinohe is going to ride this one all the way to Ippon. So an amazing performance there in the meat of the lineup for the Japanese, coming back after being down 2 with what we thought would be a lock with Ebinuma. And we knew Chichinohe had the advantage, but it really was Nagase and Baker who made the difference today. An unbelievable job by Baker. A young kid, and he came through in the clutch.
Yeah.
And let's take a look. Let's talk to Sheldon. He's on the couch, get his impressions.
Well, what an incredible final that was. I don't think anyone would have thought that Ebinuma and Ono would go down to Kamal Khanmedov and Magomedov and Denis Iyatsev, and all of a sudden the Japanese were looking down the barrel of a gun, 2-0 down. And then Nagase, who hadn't really been firing at all, he comes up with the win. But the really big thing was that they needed Baker Mashew to take that contest, and he did. Now, he's only a youngster, and he had to come up with a really special performance against Magomedov, and he did. That tied it up, and it gave the chance to Shichinue Ryo to take it for the Japanese. Now, Kambiev gave him a bit of a run for his money. There were a few moments there when it was touch and go, but he began to gas, he began to run out of steam, and eventually Shichinue caught up with him, and as you saw, he came up with the Osai Kami for the win. That was a final worthy of a World Championships. It had everything in there, terrific drama, and of course, it was here in Russia. The Russian team was here. It had the, President Vladimir Putin, in there watching and enjoying it. You could see that he was taken up with it, and that was a terrific final. I think that will go down in many people's memories as one of the best team finals ever. What a great bit of entertainment that was. Now, we're going to come back for the awarding ceremony for the men, but before that, we're going to go down for the awarding ceremony for the women. So we're going to go back to the studio, and David McFall and Annette Berm.
Thank you, Sheldon.
Excellent analysis, Sheldon. Yeah, we could have said it better ourselves.
Yeah.
That was an absolute stellar final. All the drama that you could ever want for a team championship coming down in the final. The home team against the Japanese, in front of Putin, in front of Yamashita, in front of all the bigwigs, all the pressure was on. And basically, in my book, a young 20-year-old kid came through and set up the chief veteran for the victory.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely amazing.
And you got to give it, I got to give credit also to Khan Magnomov, because he blew out Ebinuma and really gave the Russians a chance.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And also, Denis Iyatsev, he showed such strong nerves. He gave 200% in that fight. Unfortunately then, his teammates, Murat Kapashirov, Magomedov and Aslan Kambiev couldn't manage it and couldn't take or bring the last important ippon for their team.
So that's it. I mean, there is a matter of finishing. You've got the champ up against the ropes.
Yeah.
You've got him bloodied. He looks wobbly, and you can't finish him off.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Annette, what are your impressions over the last 5 to 7 days?
Well, for me, it was a perfect end, this team competition. And it couldn't have been any better.
And now we're getting ready for the awarding ceremony for the women at the team competition. And we're going to start out with the bronze medalists. As they get things ready in the podium, you can see where they need a big podium because those teams are pretty large.
Yes. Ladies first.
They'll all change into their white judo gis. And I guess they're going to bring the teams up in opposite order. First, they called up the French. And awarding the medals to the French team is International Judo Federation President Maris Wieser. French women were able to take out Japan, and that really set them up for the title match against the Mongolians. And awarding the silver medal to the Mongolians,
Sergei Soloveychik, the president of the European Judo Union. That's still Marius Visa busy with the medal presentations there. Audrey Chermio picking up her medal. It's going to take a while to get through them. I can see Laetitia Blow, Emily Andiol, Val Dodgeman, Chinky Meg, Bundema, Munkbata as well.
there's a pretty happy feeling on that podium. You know, it's not like sometimes you have like the bronze medal winners are really happy, the silver are kind of like, and the gold medal winners are ecstatic. Yeah,
I mean, they really have done a terrific job. Mongolia getting up there. Hashimoto Yuki is not the happiest camper, is she? But because she's basically the captain of that team and knows that they, well,
she had higher expectations, and I think the Mongolians and the French exceeded expectations.
Chemio
didn't get a look at who was awarding the bronze medals.
Well, we know who the
gold and silver were.
We know who the captains are because they are holding the respective trophies, aren't they? Tachimoto Haruka. Well, you couldn't look for a more disappointed individual than Tachimoto. She really is feeling it.
You know, goat is a strong word. It's, you know, it's not fair, really. She tried her best, and it's a team effort. So while the Chi was really one of the pivotal matches that was lost, it wasn't just her.
I think the captains are Tachimoto, Sendayush, and Chermio. I can't see who's holding the trophy in the German team.
Japanese team, it looked like it was Udaka Nae who was holding the trophy.
She may have been handed it.
Yeah.
But originally, well, it doesn't matter who's holding the trophy for the Japanese because we know who the team captain is.
Right. So some flowers and tigers, some medals.
Sendayush Naranjagul, she had a good win.
And the Mongolians had a good run at the French.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, when it came down to the heavyweights, Chimeo just, you know, was too much for Batulga.
Well, Sendayush did for the women what Baker Mashu did for the men. He gave their heavyweight a chance to win. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for Batulga. It did for Shichinaway. And now the national anthem of France. They're all those sorts of things that we've been saying every day over the last 7 days. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. I mean, if you look at the France-Mongolia matchup, Neto hadn't beaten Munkbata before, and if Munkbata takes that, okay, it's 3-2 to the Mongolians, but only in theory, because you never know how people are going to react to different situations. And it could be that because, you know, Neto took the first one, Pavia was a little bit, you know, more comfortable, and then she gets done by Dodgerin. You never know. All that we know is what's happened, and it's 3-2 to France, and there's no escaping that. The win for Neto, win for Agbegnanu, and a win for Chermia. There were 2 wins for the Mongolians, Dodgerin and Sendayush Naranjago, the telling contest at the end there was that Batolga wasn't really a match for Audrey Chimeo.
When I looked at the card, I saw Agbenenu and I saw Chimeo as what I would call locks, or close to it. For me, the wild card was Pino, and also Neto in a sense because of her record. And Pavia, I thought, had a good chance against Jorserin. So all of those got flipped around, with the exception of Agbenenu and Chimeo.
Yeah, Pino really, for me, would have been the weak link, and yet she was the go-to fighter in the round before.
Well, the Japanese, yes, that's right.
You know,
she locked it down for the Japanese, which is probably why they picked her for the final. They thought maybe she could rise to the occasion.
And then Sendai managed to come up with the win. In any case, it ended up being a really. We had two very good finals, and that went right down to the last fight, which is all that you want. All right, Chimeo managed to give Batolga a bit of a going over in the end, but it's the Japanese men and the Russian men that we're going to look at now. The Ebenuba contest, a little bit of a few talking points in there. We'll brush over a few of them because we want to look to the good bits, which was the quality finish from Kamal Khan Magomedov. We'll leave out what happened before. We'll just look at the moment at the finish, and it was a good one. You know, he finished off there well. It was Ono, just not there. Somebody wrote to me earlier on, I can't remember who it was, but thanks very much for your message, and you're absolutely right. It just seemed to be getting away from him.
The whole day, I mean, he won the one match by Shido, but he didn't look good in his opening match. He lost. I would have gone with Nakia Riki, but obviously the end result was that Inoue Kosei guided his team to this gold medal finish.
Well, before we get there, Nagase, who we may not have spoken about in the most complimentary of terms, he came up with the absolute must-win contest, and a really good one it was, against a very tough opponent in Murat Kabachirov. But for me, if I was going to circle out one, it was Baker Mashu, the youngster, stepping up and really gutsy performance against Magomedov to tie things up and give Shichinue the chance to bring it home for the Japanese.
Yeah, you know, it's funny with Nagase. He, in a sense, was the linchpin because he beat Chirshkavili to get the Japanese to this point. And he didn't look very good in the individuals, so he's one of those guys who may step up in the teams. And Baker, I had heard things about maybe he was a bit nervous in the individuals, this first really huge competition. Well, he definitely locked it down in the finals. The funny thing is we never saw the big Ouchigari that we've seen all year from him.
At the break, David and I were walking around, and we bumped into Baker Mashu, and we said, hey, you know, do you know who's fighting in the team? And he just went, secret. Because he was. Right, let's go down stairs to the awarding ceremony for the men's teams. Well, the awarding ceremony in a team event always takes a while because you've got so many. So we've got 3 people handing out medals.
There's Baker right there getting his.
Arkady Rotenberg is handing out the medals for the gold medal winning Japanese team. The Georgians are stepping forward. Lasha Shavdashvili.
Look at that smile on Baker.
He's broad. Ebenuma Masashi, Nakia Riki. A little bit of Fist pumping there from Baker Mashu as he smiles, and now the big man who finished it off for the Japanese, Shichino Ryu. Denis Yartsev was there.
Kamikawa gives a pat on the shoulder to Shichinohe. Nice job.
And that was Nishiyama Daiki as well. Zirazudin Magomedov, who Habachirov took over from Bizultanov in the background there as well. He stepped up for one fight. Ono having a look at the gold medal, just checking the quality.
Looks like Takeichi there. We didn't see him fight.
Takeichi Kengo, no, not in the team event. Handing out with the Tigers now. Papinashvili with the trophy. Is Lipatiliani not going to take it this time? He doesn't take the small ones.
Only the big cups. Matthew Baker.
He's up there, isn't he? He's right in there. Kamikawa Daiki as well, with a huge smile on his face. Alim Gadanov gets a tap there. Kamal Khan Magomedov right at the end of that group. And
they recognize that Baker was the clutch guy. The youngest guy out there.
They were begging him just to do it. Just give us a chance, give us a chance. And then he did. That was Nagase, the Ojigari that brought Kabachirov down.
There's Baker, and then beautiful follow-up there, the Uragese Katame.
Yeah, the Makikomi first of all, and celebrations all around, yeah. It's like a real schoolmaster, isn't he, with a little tap on the head there. Celebrations from Baker.
There he is.
Job done. He's going to be on the front of a few magazines, is Baker, I think.
He has been before. And now the national anthem of Japan.
We just need to hang on for a second whilst we finish the presentation. Slight miscalculation in the timing there. Then
get those flowers out quickly.
Get that done, yeah. Poor old Arkady Rotenberg being asked to do about 2 or 3 jobs.
As you said, there's quite a few people I got to take care of.
It took a little bit longer than we'd originally planned. We're ready for the anthem now.
Thank you very much. Thank you, teacher, with our guests of honor in Judo.
Confirmation of the result. Bronze medals for Georgia and Germany. Russia took the silver, but the gold goes to Japan.
I think we neglected to mention with the women that the German women also took a bronze medal.
Yeah.
Good results for the German men and women.
Now, if you'd asked at the beginning of the competition what would be a good result for the Russian team, they would have wanted a gold medal at some stage. But the number of medals that they've had and the fact that they were in the final of the team event and in it right to the last fight, I think is going to make for the impression of a very successful championship. Not just successful. It's not something to say, well, you know, I'm satisfied with that. No, this was a very successful championships for the Russian organizers, the fighters, and the team in general, because they were in the final. The men were in at the close with a shot, and I think the impression from people when they go away is, yeah, I'll settle for that.
Well, we can't forget that the Russians had some key members of the team like Isayev who were injured, so they're not coming in with their full guns.
Or Galstian.
That's
well,
right.
mind you, he's in the weight below, although I have heard a rumor that he may be on his way up.
Okay. But in any case, you know, for the Russians, of course, you're at home and you want to do really well. You haven't had the World Championships for years. But Gamba is always going to be looking for that 4-year cycle, and he's looking toward Rio.
Right, well, we've got more judo for you from Zagreb in Croatia, the Grand Prix in a couple of weeks' time. But from all of the broadcast team here, special guests, Lance Wicks, David McFall, Annette Berm, and myself. Bye-bye for now.
Take care, folks.